And what's up? Josh here, and I have changed my setup a little bit, so you won't notice, or you might not notice, I don't know. So I've got my laptop on a laptop stand that I 3D printed, but it's standing up behind my tablet. My tablet is on its little wooden prop stand thing that keeps it at a nice 45, and it's directly in front of my laptop, so I can just look up while I'm drawing. I'm also using my standing desk as a standing desk, so I am standing up today just to get a little more movement. And yeah, I want to get back to some gesture drawing, something I haven't done consistently in a very long time. I turn this music down a little bit in my ears. There we go. Um, yeah. So I mentioned in a Blue Sky post that it has been an eventful morning. That is still the case. Still very much the case. All right. Um, I'm gonna get to drawing. Honestly, let's do that. I can talk while I draw. Not very well, but I can try. Um. So yeah, it's been a week, honestly. Um. So my dog got sprayed by a skunk earlier in the week. When we were experiencing all of that record-breaking flooding here in Kentucky. Um, so that was, tons of fun. Um, so that was the beginning of my week. Wait, that was when did that happen? What is today? I don't even know what day it is anymore. Um, and then today, trying to get out of the house, my son, and this is no fault of his. He was, well, he was just being a kid, and he ended up uh, playing in the ice on the way out to the vehicle, and of course slipped and fell. So we had to run back inside and get his clothes changed really, really quick. 1 second, my daughter needs my help. Be right back. Alrighty, I have returned. Yeah, audio's working. So dog sprayed by skunk, so everything smells like skunk. Sun fell in water this morning. Trying to go to school. Had to run back in and change, and then on the way to school, I realized I did not have my coffee, so I left my coffee at home. Which is, no bueno for me anyway. Like I need my Java, so yeah, that's how my morning started. Just not having all of the things that I normally need to function. And then my daughter and I usually eat breakfast at the hospital, but we were running late today. So that was stressful. We ended up getting our breakfast, thankfully, but then my daughter chokes on her bacon. She loves bacon. But now she has decided that she will no longer eat bacon because it choked her. And I can't say that I blame her. Yeah, it has been a super eventful morning. And then, of course, she's very upset, so she did have herself one of her very rare tantrums this morning. I'm not too upset about it, but it did come at a time where I was just like, come on, let's try and get along today, please. But we finally got all of that worked out. Sorry, yeah, it's not the best 1 minute pose. So gesture drawing. Why am I doing gesture drawing? Because I realized that my efficiency in drawing has actually suffered a lot lately. And especially if I'm working on this idea of, transitioning to a full-time illustrator, it would really help if I was able to draw more efficiently, but more than that, if I had a more solid grasp on my own idea of shape design. So, after finishing my last piece, I decided to go ahead and really focus on gesture drawing for the rest of February. I gotta admit, it feels good to get back to some nice sketching exercises. I quite thoroughly enjoy sketching. That being said, gesture drawing is, my gesture drawing anyway, is rusty, very rusty. So I'm challenging myself to do 31-minute gestures and then 5 or 6 5-minute poses every day for the rest of the month. So find the pit of the neck, clavicle, make my arrow, 3-finger gap, 3-finger gap. Put half of that, we get the box going that direction. Hip, or not hip, jeez, I was thinking about the hip. Oh, yeah, see, I'm very rusty. Working too small here? Yeah, I'm working too small. All right, let's try this. I'm gonna restart this pose. Might be cheating, I don't care. I'm also gonna pause it and take a sip of coffee. Oh yeah, I did make more coffee when I got to the studio today. So I'm not completely screwed on the lifeblood stuff. Is this cup leaking? Oh, Java. Some fun things have also happened this week. So I am a member of like several art communities, and kind of just love being there. All right, several art communities, tons of fun. Don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been getting lots of really awesome critique lately, and doing my best to contribute to some really fun communities, and growing my own community, and participating actively on Blue Sky, like within little niche bubbles in Blue Sky, and it has just been awesome. Like, I feel like the amount of growth I've experienced just being part of those communities is nonstop. All right, let's get back to drawing. Just wanted to pause and chat for a second. Now it is time to resume the exercise. All right. Oh. Yeah, definitely out of practice. So gesturally, I'm trying to find this balance between like something more resembling Mike Matese's force drawing. It does let you get a lot more down really quickly with a lot of expression, even if your proportions are off, which I think I'm sort of okay with. But another teacher that I've sort of recently discovered is Will Weston. Don't know how that's been off of my radar for so long, but yeah, Will Weston, freaking phenomenal. But Will Weston's structural approach, along with Matessi's like just keep moving approach, I think the two together work really well. So something else that I've decided to do lately, gesture drawing wise, is really just not draw bad poses. So if there's a bad pose that pops up in one of these picture packs, I'll skip it. If it doesn't have a good silhouette, if it's not readable, I wouldn't draw a figure in that way anyway. So there's really no great reason to do it in practice, other than to embed in your visual memory or your visual library, like, oh, hey, this is not a great pose. Now, one exercise that I have seen to address that is to take a bad pose and rearrange the parts so that it is a good pose. Do that with your imagination, but that's not something I'm going to try to do with a 1 minute gesture. What is it, sweetie? Hey, Angela, right? Right? Angela? Am I remembering? Things are going pretty good. Just got one kid at work. Very loose. Yeah, they're just little 1 minute poses. There's some of my 5 minutes from yesterday. Yeah, here's some 1 minutes. Oh, I had to help my daughter with something really quick. Okay, I'm unmuted. And now we're back. All right. glad I remembered your name. So welcome back. Now it's telling me to take a break. Well, I've been taking several breaks, so I don't think I'm going to take a super long one. So how are you on this fine Tuesday? Yeah, so transitioning is one of the hardest things to do. I'll admit that. Um, Made it through 15 minutes. Cool. Got some snow. Fun. Yeah, we got some snow yesterday. They canceled school because of it. And now, well, we got flooding before the snow. So flooding, then snow. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you there. It's one of those things where you feel like you never have enough time. Yeah, I get that. It's like you always feel like you should be doing something, even though that's not a very productive way to think. So my little trick for that was just 20 minutes a day. If I can do 20 minutes every day towards that transition, I'm happy. Now that's like the minimum. Fortunately, like the goal for me anyway is to like exceed the minimum. But I give myself permission to just do 20 minutes a day of something related to a transition, and that's worked out pretty well for me. Networking has been the biggest thing that has helped, but yeah, I'm just, I don't know. All right, I made it 2.5 minutes into my 5-minute break. I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead and start doing some more gestures. So networking was hardest for me too for a while, but now it's one of my favorite things to do. Well, so networking does not have to mean what a lot of people think it does. Like you can network digitally. That's actually what I've done mostly because I'm a crazy introvert. Sort of like what you have described here. Maybe you're an introvert too. Um, so digitally, I do networking by just joining communities and trying to be helpful somehow. Um, and that just seems to really, really work. Uh, People appreciate when you genuinely want to help. And it can't be transactional is the thing. That's another thing that's sort of hard to get past at times, is that, you know, yes, helping someone else usually helps you, but doing it without expectation is, I think, really important. I would say just find your communities wherever they might be and just be helpful. That's my unsolicited mansplaining advice for the day. What the hell was that? That one's garbage. Ugh. I think one of the ways that I put it was be useful, be smart, have fun. I like that's the secret to a happy life. So I will say I actually have had fun networking, even though I'm an introvert. But it was not always that way. Like I had to find the way that it worked best for me. Oh, so that just reminds me of something that I find it incredibly difficult to do. And I've been encouraged by a lot of tattooers to like attend conventions, but like I have enough trouble if the studio is crowded. Like if everyone here is tattooing and all of those people bring a friend, then we end up with like 30 people. Um, and at like once it gets to that point where there are so many people here in the studio, I'm just like claustrophobic and I want to get out. Um, I'm good at talking to people one on one or being in front of a camera, even. Like, I don't mind this at all. But people are like around me in person. I get to this point where I'm like, don't touch me, which is a hard thing to do because I'm a tattooer and like my job is literally like invading someone's personal space to hurt them. Oh, it sounds like my daughter broke something. I always tell people that I don't people well in groups. I people well one-on-one. That's actually never really been an issue for me. Um, One-on-one, that is. Yeah, yeah. That's awesome that you've got like this plan though. That is such a fake pose that I'm looking at. I don't even know how she's holding it. Glad I could help. Yeah, I don't people well. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining, and I'm glad you're still watching. I'll try not to talk your ear off too much while you're working. Let's try this 4 minute. Then I'll switch to 5-minute poses. I'm wondering where my good friend Marcelo is today. Oof. My little lady just had some sort of wipeout in the back. She's not screaming, so I'm guessing she survived. Or wait, not screaming would be a bad thing in that circumstance. She's okay, I still hear her moving. Breaking more things. These cross poses are tricky. for now. If I'd practiced legs crossed poses more often, they wouldn't be so tricky, I would imagine. Oh, all right. It's awesome to be standing at the desk to draw I've been standing for over a half an hour now, so I'm going to sit back down. Oh. Seated, taking myself a little breather. So I managed to cram my 31-minute poses onto 2 pages today. It's better than yesterday. So time to move on to the 5-minute. So I lean towards large scale tattoos because it's just more fun. I like to tattoo basically, it's called neo-traditional, so it's sort of comic book inspired. That's my preferred style, but I will tattoo anything from realism to traditional to Japanese. Yeah, tattooing's, ooh, it's just not a super mobile friendly career, especially if you have to network at a new location in person. For me, like some people are built for that. I'm not, so I'm leaning into my strengths. I like networking, much smaller scale. So I want to do illustration. So I've been networking inside of the illustration communities and finding fantasy illustrator mentors and trying to be helpful, you know. Oh. Time for a couple of 5-minute poses. So for the 5-minute poses, I still want to capture a lot of this energy, but I do want to be a little more accurate with it. wife and I have both somehow injured our necks. Like, she woke up and she was like, my neck is killing me. And I was like, mine too. I don't know what happened. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself on that. Well, going too far on that. Let's look at the next pose. Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for following me on Blue Sky too. Appreciate that. Yeah, I like Blue Sky. It's basically my only social media anymore. No, well, that and Kara. Yeah, and welcome. Thank you for hopping on. This is just my unfocused gesture drawing live stream today. Normally I'd like have a piece that I'm working on, but I've finished up my last piece that I was working on, and I wanted to challenge myself to do something a little different for now. Yeah, I just posted a video a couple of days ago about the AI nonsense. So I'll admit, like, I did experiment with Midjourney whenever it first came out. I thought, hey, you know, this is interesting. Like, how can I integrate this into my workflow? But that's before I realized how predatory it was, just in general. And then I abandoned Midjourney, of course, like basically everyone. I don't know, I'm sure there are still people on Midjourney. I'm sure there are. I don't think any artists, any real artists are still supportive of that type of predatory stuff. I wouldn't think anyway. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm still learning. No, if you find an artist, it's like I'm not still learning, then they're dumb. No, I'm glad to see that you're still learning. Yeah, we're all still learning. If you're still learning and like just getting started anyway, then congratulations. You have decided to you've picked up a skill that has no ceiling, therefore you will never be satisfied. There's no winning at art. That's awesome. No, seriously, congratulations. I'm happy to see anyone else joining the ranks. Made her torso way too long. There we go. So if you're just joining the ranks, I do have like a small piece of advice. and that is find a community as quickly as possible. Like, I host a Discord. I co-host a Discord. I've joined like now 5 or 6 other Discord communities. Yeah, yeah, both. But yeah, join some communities. Like being around other people doing what you aspire to do. It's just phenomenal. Actually, I think I've discovered what's hurting my neck. Did a really long tattoo yesterday, and today I am sitting to draw, but looking down. Oh, it is 10 a.m., so I do need to go unlock the doors. Be right back. Good call. Yeah, I was muted. I had my mic muted while I got up and moved around the shop. No, I was saying that's really awesome that you got into it with a community already. So if you've already got the community, my only other real piece of advice is going to be to have a project. Like having a project keeps you motivated more than any course will ever be able to. Ugh. So I freaking suck at drawing male fig. uh, sometimes I do a halfway decent male figure. Very rarely do I do a decent male figure. So I would define a project as, I mean, it doesn't have to be like a big audacious project, but if you're doing it in order to create something that you want to see, that's what I call a project. So you're doing it with an intrinsic motivator rather than doing it because, oh, well, I was told I need to do 100 gestures a day. Well, yeah, you were told that, but there's no real reason to do that unless you have a reason to do that, you know. Um, so just having this idea in your head that you need to get out is going to take you a lot further than brute force learning. I hate this drawing. I really hate this drawing. But you got to get the bad drawings out. Yep. Got to get the bad drawings out. All right, so where did I lose this? In the gesture. I did not get the gesture down before I started trying to fine tune. So, oopsie. I'm noodling away on it, even though I know it's not going to be a good drawing. But I am trying to at least not fix anything, but bring it to some sort of not a finish even, just you know, I'm committing to the crap. You're very welcome. So, yes, a motivating goal based progression, but more than that, like your project will present you with challenges that you can't solve on your own, and that's sort of the point of a project. It will teach you what you need to learn, and then you have to go find the answers. So it's just immediately applicable to whatever it is that you're working on. That's like my real understanding of how growing as an artist tends to work for the people that I am surrounded by. Did I learn my lesson last time? I did. All right. Let's get this gesture. Yeah, that having that big goal. Well, not even having that goal of creating something that I want to see, that doesn't already exist, that I want to bring into the world. It's more motivating than anything else in my experience. So my other real question regarding this piece that I just started is, this gesture that I just started is, did I learn my lesson and focus on the gesture before the details, or did I learn my lesson about just don't draw men? I don't know. Yes. Perfect. Perfect way to put it. Skip through these until I find another male figure. There, it is a male figure. It's just a bad pose. There's a male figure. Let's try this. So, male figure with gesture first. Test my theory that I just suck at drawing dudes. Now, I recently heard an instructor who's phenomenal refer to the male torso as really boring to draw because it's a bar of soap. I'm like, holy shit, that is so accurate. So I am actually going to try sort of approaching this male figure as more of a female figure. Focus on the gesture first. So I'm not too disappointed with this one. Like, it's still not nearly as polished as a female figure. But I don't hate it much. I don't hate it much. Huh, what have I just cleared the layer? Oh no, I made a new layer. Wait. Oh, someone is calling me. I don't even know who this is. I declined it. All right. So that is my five 5-minute poses. I would do 6, but I think I'm done for the day. I'm 17 minutes past my normal live stream time. And I've got clients actually to draw for. So to recap, this is what we started with today. Some 1-minute poses. I did 30 of those. Yeah, some of the male poses I did, like this one and this one and this one, started to turn out, and even this one, they started to turn out pretty well. That one. So yeah, I think it's just nailing the gesture first. And if I nail the gesture first, the pose can come together pretty good. Um, thank you, Angela. And I don't want to completely mispronounce your name, so I'm gonna go with exactly what Angela said and call you Raj. Is that cool? But thank you so much for joining, and I will see you next Tuesday. Thanks again. Until next week, keep drawing, painting, writing, singing, or dancing your hearts out. Oh, or crafting in general. Yeah, that was the list. Shit. Um, and we'll talk soon. Thanks again. Take it easy.